We're going to do, so I'm just going to jump right into some music if that's okay with you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah!
When did the blues get started? The first song that was officially published as a blues song was the St. Louis Blues, written by W.C. Handy 100 years ago in 1912. W.C. Handy was drawing on the tradition of songs out of the South, songs mostly from the African American community where they had been developing songs that they sung while they were working. But these are songs that had been brought over from Africa. So one real important invention, European invention, was the guitar. If you didn't have a guitar, you can do something like make an instrument. And a lot of the people who were involved in the blues were sharecroppers, farmers, and so on. They didn't have the wherewithal to maybe buy an instrument. They'd start out. Has anybody here seen the movie It Might Get Loud? Okay, so Jack White makes this thing at the beginning of the show. He nails together some stuff, puts a pickup on a 2x4, and he makes what's called a diddly bow. Just nailing a couple of nails into a board and stretching a wire across it and putting tension on the string, and then you play it by moving a slide or something like that, a piece of pipe or bottleneck along it. You're going to hear the bass doing this, and the whole melody is going to be up here on this string. Just like it was a one-string diddly bow. So you see the connection? Nobody's fault but mine. Nobody's fault but mine. If I die, my soul belongs to me. Nobody's fault but mine. But without the guitar being amplified, you wouldn't be able to hear it over drums and all these other instruments. So it was a great, perfect combination of things to have the electric guitar and the big band sound come together, and that's what Well, seventh month, on the seventh day, in the seventh hour, 7 doctors say he was born for good luck. That's plain to see. I got $700. Don't you mess with me, 'cause you know I'm him. Everybody knows I'm him. I'm your hoochie coochie man. Everybody knows I'm him. Blues as an art form really started to take hold in Mississippi. This was an area where it was a lot of cotton farmers. If you look at the map right here, this is Texas right here. This is Florida right over here, and right in the middle is Mississippi, and this line right here, this red line, is Highway 61, and it follows along the Mississippi River. Most of the blues players, the early blues players who had the most influence on the music, grew up right around where my hand is right here, between these green and red lines. And they call that the Mississippi Delta region. Like I said, a lot of the people who lived there were farmers. They had a very poor life. They had a very hard life. They were pretty sad about a lot of stuff, and so they wanted to, a lot of times they wanted to get out of there. Well, the blues left the Delta, and the music started getting played all over the country, and we're going to follow it along some of those areas. One of the first places it went is right on up the East Coast, up here to, you see here's Virginia. This is our area right here in Maryland and Delaware. So this is the whole area here is called the Piedmont region. It was the area between the mountains to the west and the ocean to the east. A lot of farmland there. And a lot of people would mix in from the farms and from the cities. And in the Piedmont style is characterized by, it had a lot of jazz and ragtime kind of music coming in too. So, like I said, this is from our area. Down here at the bottom, Archie Edwards and Cephas and Wiggins are blues artists from right around here in our area. And Archie Edwards used to open up his barber shop. He'd close it for haircutting at 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, and then people could come over and play blues music for the whole rest of the day. And they still do that. Archie is now dead, but the barbershop still continues that tradition. So without any more hesitation, Hesitation Blues. Nickel is a nickel, dime is a dime. House full of children and none of them mine. Well, how long must I wait? Well, can I get you now, or baby, must I hesitate? Little ragtime guitar. So one of the great examples of these traveling blues singers is Mr. Robert Johnson. He would do that, and he would stop at these little places called juke joints, the little places where the farmers would go at the end of the workday, and they'd go to dance and relax, and they'd have guitar players in. Sometimes Robert would just play for a meal, and he wouldn't really get paid anything other than he got to eat that night. The way that Robert tried to make this entertaining by doing the bass line and the melody line, people said it was kind of like playing left and right hand of a piano with your fingers on the guitar. I got a kind-hearted woman. She means all in the world to me. To me. But these evil-hearted women, they will not let me be. So in 1927, the Mississippi River flooded. And I mean flooded. If you've seen Hurricane Katrina or Hurricane Sandy, they look like summer showers. The Mississippi River got to be 60 miles wide at its widest point. The levees, these dirt embankments that they built to keep the river at bay, just did absolutely no good. The water came up and over the top of them. Memphis Minnie wrote a song about that called "When the Levee Breaks." If you're a Led Zeppelin fan, you know that song. So anyway, that among other factors was part of what got the population of sharecroppers down along the Mississippi River moving up north. They just started going north to Chicago, where they could find some jobs. So when Robert wrote this, remember that Mississippi flood I was talking about, a lot of people were leaving where they were in the farms and going to Chicago. Well, Robert has a line in that song saying, baby, don't you want to go to that land of California, my sweet home Chicago. Does anybody know where Chicago is? Is it in California? No, it's not in California. Do you know where it is? Illinois. Somebody said Illinois. That's right. Good. So it's in Illinois. So why did Robert write Land of California? Well, because when you wanted to talk about someplace really great to go, you might call it the Land of California. So he wrote that about Chicago to make you think about it, because you know it's not in California. Come on, baby, don't you want to go? Come on, baby, don't you want to go back to that land of California, sweet home Chicago. The thrill is gone. Real different sound and feel to what we've been doing. It took this instrumentation of the big band and coupled that in with a little bit jazzier feel. So Europe got very interested in this blues music and brought over a lot of the artists that we've been talking about and many more to the American Folk Blues Festival. And a lot of the people who became rock and roll stars later, people from the Rolling Stones, the Who, and Led Zeppelin, were there listening to these folk blues festivals and were very heavily influenced by this music, as we'll see in a little bit. The other thing that happened in the 60s was James Marshall Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix arrived on the scene.